Imagine raising 3 children. Now picture yourself with your partner and 3 children in a studio home. There's no space for another bedroom, dining room table, or private bathroom. This is Amanda's story. Unfortunately, it's just one story, and these are the living situations for over 13.2 million people. Supporting Habitat for Humanity will increase one's sense of belonging, help those in need to live more fortunate and fulfilling lives, and influence others to be kind and generous, leaving a lasting impact on the world. Because this is such a widespread issue, there are many avenues to aiding those in need. Large quantities of people are in need of upgraded housing assistance, and this is not only detrimental to the economy, but also to the health and happiness of those involved. Habitat for Humanity has made it clear that the housing instability that people face increases stress, mental illnesses such as depression, unhealthy lifestyles, and impossible monetary decisions. By helping those people in need, the global community would benefit from an economic and health boost. Over 1,400 communities in America have been worked on and going global to more than 70 countries. Individuals and families with poor living conditions are able to qualify for Habitat help. Just one example of an affected family is Amanda, who I previously talked about, and her family being able to significantly improve their monetary issues and happiness through Habitat for Humanity. Even further, more voices must be heard to contribute to the Solid Ground campaign. More voices would increase the probability of changing policies to positively affect the entire world. 75% of people do not have the appropriate documents and are faced with concern of eviction of secured housing land. As a growing urban community, those in need of appropriate housing is rapidly increasing. Millions of people in developing or third world countries are suffering from secured land, especially after a disaster strikes. Jonathan Redford, the CEO of Habitat for Humanity International, states that this is a huge issue and Habitat has the power to change the wrongdoings to help those in need. The Solid Ground campaign will help those in Brazil, Bulgaria, South Africa, Australia, and other regions around the world. Volunteers are ultimately desperately needed to increase their impact. Without volunteers, or enough of them, the progression of building homes significantly decreases. Over 2 million people volunteer every year to help Habitat, all over to help 3.5 million people receive better living conditions. And Habitat is looking to constantly increase their impact, and volunteers are the main way to do so. The 3.5 million people being helped in just 1 year could drastically increase in the number of volunteers, even rose by a tenth currently assisting Habitat. From 2016 to 2017, with 300,000 extra volunteers, Habitat was able to reach an extra 3.4 million people. Although there are lots of needs that must be met, there are also plenty of ways to get involved. More and better homes would allow families to live better, healthier, and more stable lives by having proper living conditions and economic status. One of the many ways that this can be done is by increasing volunteers in local communities and around the world. By spreading the word of the organization or volunteering, we can help more people. And depending on the amount of volunteers, the world could be 2 very different places. On one hand, if the amount of volunteers increases, the end result each year could continue climbing. More families would be reached around the world, improving every aspect of their lives, and benefit the global community as a whole. We would have a better and more stable economy, lower rates of depression and disease would also be an outcome. On the other hand, if we choose not to take action, millions of people would continue to suffer, to live in poverty and slums, and to have their land ripped away from them. Depression would also rise and illness would be imminent. If we choose to go down the right path, the outcome could be outstanding. Habitat for Humanity is attempting quite successfully to improve the living conditions of those in need to secure policies for fair land. They have many needs that must be met to continue their growth in the coming years, including reaching more families and organizing campaigns. They deserve your time and energy and your donations because it is used to reach millions of people to dramatically help their lives in the entire world at the same time. To help, you can visit their website at www.habitat.org, then click on Volunteer, and from then on, you can choose one of their many ways, whether it's locally, in another country, or even long term. If you cannot travel or wish not to, monetary and material donations are also accepted and greatly appreciated. Together, we can change the world one step at a time to help more families like Amanda's.